I don't know why my kids won't talk to me. My family still calls me Danny. I try to resist that, and most of my close friends just call me Dan. To make my living, I work as a carpenter, or home builder, or remodeler, or whatever description you want to give my job supervisor. I pound nails. My kids called me Dad. My relationship to Orr, Minnesota started approximately 30 years ago when I started coming to a church at an Indian reservation that's about 20 miles from here with my high school youth group. I didn't feel compelled to bring a spiritual message necessarily. That's something I struggled with because I felt like I was only 19 at the time, and I felt like as a 19-year-old, I really didn't have anything that I could offer in terms of knowledge or wisdom to women who were in their 60s and 70s who had lived a spiritual life their entire lives. I realized after the year that I was there that I was acting as part of a system that historically had fostered oppression, and I wasn't interested in extending that. And Wendy and I started dating in February of '88. I met her actually through one of her cousins who thought that she and I would make a good match. And our relationship grew, and we ended up getting married almost 2 years to the day from the time that we first started dating. We actually got married in the Net Lake Baptist Church. Our first child, Hannah, was born in the Hibbing Hospital. Our second child, James, who goes by Jimmy now, was born in the St. Jude Hospital in Maplewood. I know I was no fun for my kids. I wish I was more fun. I shouldn't say no fun. I know when I compare the parenting that I did with the parenting that my parents did, that I'm way more fun than my parents were. But I bet my children don't have the perspective that I do. I was more or less hands-off. I would provide for everybody's needs, make sure that everybody's needs were met in terms of making sure that our house and our vehicles were running, and key things like credit cards and insurance and that were paid. But I didn't spend a lot of one-on-one time with my children necessarily. I did spend quite a bit of one-on-one time with my wife, but that's not really parenting as much as it is partnering. So the time that I would spend with my children would be as a family. And I loved being a father. I wish that I would have understood the opportunities that I had when they were in front of me, because I simply didn't recognize
the short period of time that I had to parent my children.
When I built this canoe, my kids were in their pre-teens, early teens, and didn't need tons of one-on-one attention. I did take canoe trips with my son, and those continued after I got divorced. I asked my daughter to go on canoe trips with me, and one trip that we had planned fell through, and another trip that we had planned, she opted not to go. And I would give her the option and invite her other times, but she would never show any interest.
I don't know why my kids won't talk to me. I spent a lot of time when they first quit communicating with me trying to imagine all the reasons why they might not be communicating with me, and I realized that it was tearing me up and causing me to doubt myself as a person and as a father, and I realized that it just wasn't healthy for me to do that, because I couldn't know the answer. I need to hear it from them. And until they decide to tell me, I'm just going to be in the dark. I think I'm really terrified that my daughter's going to have a child and that I won't be allowed to be part of that child's life. The last time Hannah was here in this room, I guess it was 3.5 years ago, she needed a place to live. And so she came and told me she was moving back in, and I went out and bought a bed for her because she had moved her childhood bed up to her mom's home before the war, and I wanted to make sure she felt comfortable and welcome and had a place to sleep, and she only actually stayed here for a matter of days. I don't even think it was weeks, I think it was a matter of days. And then she just kind of disappeared. Every now and then I'll go on a fishing expedition just hoping that they're in the mood to chat with somebody, and there's no pressure involved by having to say I love you back. But it rarely works. I understand more about why my son is estranged from me than my daughter. My son and I have very distinct value differences, and I've made it clear to him that I expect my values to be upheld in my house, and he's made it clear to me that he thinks that that's unreasonable. Here's one exchange. I texted him, "What's good?" and he responded, "I'm just chilling." The last time that he responded to me before that was 5 months previous. The last one 5 months previous was, "Don't contact me." And that's how it goes. Go for a couple months, and then maybe he's okay and things are good, or maybe he's angry and lashes out. I don't know. I reached out to my daughter and said, "Your mom texted me, what happened to you today? I'm so thankful you're okay. Sounds really scary. I love you, Hannah. Please always remember I love you." My daughter got right back to me, which is the first time that she's responded to a text in as long as my phone has a history of the text. "I'm just glad I'm fine. It could have been a lot worse. I love you too."